round is called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question, on the board of 6 categories. Simon, which category would you like?
World news, please.
OK, your category is world news. And the answer is 328 billion. What is the question?
Is it measured in pounds? How fat is your mama?
How many items do you get free if you buy one at Lidl?
Is it how many trailers have there been for Downton Abbey?
Is it, according to the Daily Mail, how many travellers are there at Dale Farm?
Is it how many press-ups would I have to do to fit into one of Chris Addison's shirts?
You'd have to do more than that, big fella.
Is it how many troops does President Gaddafi claim are still loyal to him?
Is it the number of pieces you get in a box when you buy a wardrobe from IKEA?
Is it how many points does Silvio Berlusconi have on his brothel nectar card?
Is it, in fact, how many missed calls from Zara were on Mike Tyndall's answer phone?
Is it what is the total debt now in euros that Greece owes the rest of us?
That's absolutely right. Thank you very much, Chris Addison. Right. Yes, the question I was looking for is, what is the total debt faced by Greece? This is the news that Greece, whose debt is a staggering 320 billion euros, is teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. Eurozone finance ministers are in disagreement about how to bail out the Greek economy. So what progress is it making?
Well, they've given the telly back to Bright House.
It's bad news, though, isn't it?
They owe 250 grand each.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. But, I mean, it is bad news. I mean, imagine how bad doner kebabs are going to taste when they start putting really cheap meat in them.
Do you know what it is? Given the products they're most famous for, they're particularly worried about a double-dip recession.
You know who I feel really sorry for in all this mess? The guy who's been charged with the job of putting all the plates back together. Because they can't afford to keep breaking them, so he's being asked to glue them back together again.
It's all rubber plates now. And
I'm not an economist, but they...
You're not.
They should have... As far as I can see, they shouldn't have got rid of the drachma, should they? They've kept their own yoghurt, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't meant to have that level of debt to join the European Union in the first place,
Yeah.
were they? There was meant to be a much lower level of debt, where they hid all their deficits from the rest of Europe in a giant wooden horse.
What's making it worse is they're continuing to spend. That's the problem. European finance ministers are saying they've got to do some belt tightening. They can't do belt tightening. They wear togas. They look ridiculous. They look like they're in Howard's Way.
Not only are they spending, they're also not paying any tax at all. Corinth, the authorities have collected... The amount of euros collected in the entire city in the last 6 months is £18,000. Nothing. Apparently, according to people claiming it, there are 12 million people, only 5,000 of them make more than 90 grand a year. They are claiming. Nobody is admitting anything. The whole country just gone, we're not paying tax. We're just not paying it. And like, that's why the Germans are going, now, we'll give you the money, but are you going to pay the tax? And they're going, yeah, no problem, yeah, give us the money. OK, we've got the money. What's happening there? Oh, nothing. Oh, we're just on the way to pay our tax now. My cousin Costas, he's got the envelope. He's going, OK, bye.
It's not strictly relevant, but I went out with a Greek girl once.
I can't imagine how this wouldn't be relevant to discussion of their economy.
Did you not have much money, Greg?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it in.
Yeah.
I was in a lift once in Greece, and this Greek man turned to me and he went, "Are you sometimes gay?"
Well, it's giving you a way out there.
Because it went really quiet, and he went, "Are you sometimes gay?"
He's done a bit of travelling around France,
No, never really, no, never. OK.
OK, in other news, who has been granted a last-minute injunction?
The travellers.
Yes?
Yes.
At Dale Farm.
At Dale Farm.
There is a sort of irony, isn't there, in the fact that the travellers don't want to go anywhere. It's sort of...
But it's just a term, though. It's just a term, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
it's a
because
term
let's
for-
face it, bouncers don't actually bounce, do they? If they did,
Yeah.
when I jokingly pushed one over recently, I wouldn't have spent the night in hospital.
And you can understand my disappointment when I went to that swingers party.
I saw one of the women interviewed from the site, and she said, putting a traveller in a house is like putting a traveller in a prison. But yet they're building them.
You can put a traveller in a lodge.
What is that character?
It's Jeanette.
It sounds like one of the Terror Hawks.
They're always claiming it's
You've gone through
mysterious.
so many different countries with that accent as well. Welsh, French.
What do you think?
To be fair, it did kind of be, I'll get you, Smurfs.
When I first heard about the story, I thought, I really hate travellers. And then I realised it's the Irish travellers, it's not those twats who go around the world for a year after university. And I kind of calmed down. I'd love to see the bailiffs going after them. No! You'll never take my dream catcher away from me! It's not a dream catcher, it's string.
It's a shockingly disappointed gap year, though, if you end up in Basildon.
Basildon, yeah.
Depends where you start, I suppose.
That's why the people of Basildon are so upset. They're just sick and tired of these posh people moving into the area.
Who else come out and supported them?
Everybody, loads of people. When I first turned the news on, there were 2 bishops and an actress turning up to a caravan site. I was hoping for some low-budget 70s porn. Didn't turn up. And then Gloria Hunniford, who it turns out wasn't there in support of them. She was there for her new show, Wish They Weren't Here.
The arrival of the bailiffs was one of the biggest anti-climaxes I've ever seen. There was about 30 of them, and they had one 1970s loudhailer between them. And the lead bailiff went, Is there anything I can say to persuade you to leave? There was like a Life of Brian pause. And one... Speak up! Is there anything I can say to persuade you to leave? Then there was another pause, and someone went, Fuck off!
No, you just hear the woman, she went, I put a curse on you, I put a curse!
She didn't.
They're always giving it the curse,
She didn't.
don't they? The minute it kicks off, I put a curse on you.
Oh, in that case, we'll leave it then. You say where you like.
Right now, everybody watching this has got their remote control going, there's something wrong with the sound. No idea.
OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Chris, Hugh and Greg. OK, now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear in a police station.
Here, Sarge, the microwave's broken again. Taser that meat pie for me, will you?
I know it's unlikely, but I don't suppose anybody has handed in Colonel Gaddafi, have they?
I noticed the burglar making his escape. At this moment, I cursed the police cutbacks and gave chase, shouting, Nina, Nina, Nina.
All units, be on the lookout for a purple Renault Clio. Registration number, Saffron Doily 22, Bongella Chrysanthemum. Hiya!
No, we didn't manage to evict many of them, Sarge, but the good news is I got some lucky heather.
No, I've not come to report a crime. It's just that I really missed the bill, so I thought I'd pop in for an hour.
Here, Sarge, pass us the art section out the Guardian, will you, mate?
Yes, I know how identity parade works. That's her! That's her! That's the woman I robbed.
Right, listen up. We've got a new man starting. He's half man, half horse. It's Inspector Morse.
Yes, our new 50-inch plasma screen TV. It is rather nice, isn't it? Well, if you can't beat 'em, eh?
I am charging you with the murder of Mrs. Thompson. That'll be £7.19, please.
Right, listen up. There's a giant fly attacking the station. I've called the SWAT team.
Thank God you've arrived, officer. Some bloke just jumped into the boot of my car and shot himself 14 times.
Yeah, we got the tox report back. Turns out they go straight after the ticks.
I was about to arrest her, Sarge, but to be honest, my bottle went because she shouted out, "I put a curse upon you!
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear in a science documentary.
Having cloned Ian Wright, we now know that 2 Ian Wrights don't make an Ian wrong.
Erectile dysfunction. Physical problem? Or has the wife just let herself go a bit?
Well, this is incredible. This is a whole new species of miniature tiger. Oh, no, hang on, it's a cat.
Now, pay attention. Here comes the shampoo bit.
We discovered the source of the quark. It's the sound made by a posh duck.
This is a red dwarf. His name is Anthony Worrell Thompson.
Welcome to the sky at night. And if we look out, oh, hell, Croydon's on fire.
Despite getting a very bad press, biological weapons work at much lower temperatures than non-biological weapons.
Without penicillin, well, I'd still be cursing that day I went to Bangkok.
Tonight we look at the ginger community. Physical anomaly or God's cruel joke?
Ah, the Northern Light. Oh, no, Manchester's on fire.
But will they find a cure in time? The last hope for mankind lies with scientists here at the Laboratoire Garnier.
Tonight on Show Me the Evidence, we look at the traveller community. Can they really put a curse on you?
And as the sperm swim towards the eggs, it's hard not to think that I've ruined this fried breakfast.
I'm never again going to have a fried breakfast.
Okay, at the end of that, the points go to Mickey, Simon and Andy. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Simon Evans and Mickey Flanagan. Commiserations to Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Greg Davis. Thank you for watching. I'm Darrell Green. Good night.
Dara and Comedy Chums back later at 10:10 next week. Stephen Fry and Alan Davis joined by Frank Skinner, John Bishop and Sean Locke for QI tomorrow at 10 on BBC Two. Well, over on BBC Three now, a member of the audience is in for an unusual lesson on Lee Nelson's Well Good Show.